Welcome to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn. My chair's on a different angle to normal.
I'm well, how are you? Great. Good start.
Welcome to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn. We are 2 out of 3 brothers watching movies through a rainbow lens. Hello, Brett.
Hello, Lee.
Should I say talking about movies through a rainbow lens? No,
Nah.
because watching and lens go together.
Yep.
Because I also thought when we went to see the Q&A screening of the movie we're going to talk about today, Leviticus,
Yes.
the guy who hosted the Q&A
Yep.
introduced himself as a movie reviewer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
yeah.
it made me think about what we are. And I don't know if I'd say I am a movie reviewer.
I think
but
he
I
said
would
he was
say-
a critic.
Oh, he said critic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he
wouldn't
proceeded to say nothing bad.
I am a movie critic. I would say I'm a guy who talks about movies.
Yeah, because I don't want to overanalyze stuff, even though that's what I'm going to do right now. Cool.
Leviticus.
Can we just say, for those joining us, we are not now exclusively a horror podcast.
Yes.
There has just been good horrors coming out lately that everybody's talking about, so we shall discuss them, not review or critique, discuss.
And another horror movie is coming out. Another Australian horror movie is coming out
Oh, yes.
next week.
Great.
Saccharine.
Saccharin,
Which
bleu.
we will do an episode on too. But coming up, we have at least one episode planned that is comedy, about a comedy.
Yes, it will be about a comedy.
Yeah. Hopefully all of our episodes are comedic in some way.
Yeah, hopefully.
But
We're hilarious.
today's about horror, but we might make
Yes.
some jokes.
Yes, so Leviticus, from the studio that brought you Talk to Me and the Babadook,
Yes.
brings you the next thrilling horror from Australia. Okay, I
is that.
didn't write the ad, but I might have just quoted it subconsciously.
Leviticus comes from the book of Leviticus.
Yeah. Thou
And the
shalt
one
not sleep with
rule-
a man that, as thou sleep with a woman, and eating crabs and stuff
Yes.
like that.
Well, the one rule that Christian people use to justify their homophobia, they don't worry about all the other rules.
Yep.
It's just 1822. Don't worry about 21 or 23. 22, this is what we're going to go by and hopefully create laws about.
Yep.
Not
Yep.
us.
Not us.
Them.
So
Mia
that is-
Wasikowska's character.
Yeah,
potentially.
I don't know. We'll get to her.
Mm.
So it's set in a rural town of unknown name.
I don't think they do say the name.
No, I can't recall.
It's just referred to as
hearing the
this
name.
place.
Yeah, it's just a shithole, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
There's abandoned factories. There's a lot of power lines.
Yeah, big power lines. They're a good reminder
A
of
lot of broken fences.
man's
as well.
ability to create electricity.
Yeah. Thank you for quoting that movie, The Castle.
Well, if we're talking about Australian films,
Yep.
I need a Castle T-shirt, actually. The only Australian T-shirt I have in my collection is Thirsty Merc, and I didn't think a rock band T-shirt really suited talking about Leviticus.
No, I don't think I have any Aussie T-shirts in my collection.
If you want to buy us one, dear listener or viewer, go on Redbubble, pick one for us.
Yeah.
Large.
Don't use
Large,
any
extra large?
online websites that potentially might have child slavery going on.
Yeah, no
You know what I'm
Temu or
talking
Shine.
about. Okay, well, Lee will just say it.
What's not to say? They're not listening. They're too busy working.
They are now.
The movie Leviticus is set in a rural town, which is a place that people often don't want to be, except this mother and son who have just moved there. Mm-hmm. The mum's name starts with A,
Can't remember.
and the son's name is Nahum.
Yep.
Not name.
It's not name.
Nahum.
Name, but name.
And
Because Aussies just will say name.
he has feelings for another boy named Ryan that they are keeping secret.
Because of homophobia.
Yes. And, well, I think at the start it's keeping a bit secret because it's also they're not sure about the feelings at first. The
Yes.
feelings kind of happen.
Okay.
And then there's a bit of both of that. A big part of it is homophobia, which is essentially, and this is quoting the director, the monster of the movie.
Tis.
And the homophobia results in a priest doing a kind of exorcism
Yeah.
that results in what becomes the horror.
Yes. So, yeah.
So homophobia is what makes the scary bit.
The cause, not the symptom.
Yes. Thank you for quoting that movie and this movie.
So, yeah, that's the plot.
And I think it's an interesting monster to choose because it's not, and again, as the director said, it's not a monster. He didn't get to make scenes where a scary thing appeared on the screen and looked scary.
Yep.
Which is what makes it more on the psychological horror side of things.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because it's... Can I say that as a spoiler? That it takes the form of the person you have...
Spoilers. Now you can say it.
There's a little clue in the trailer, but it takes the form of the person that you have the homosexual hots for.
Yeah, yeah.
Because as we go through the movie, we find out that this priest also did it to some lesbians and has done it to other gays as well.
Yeah.
And so I think that's one thing that the director did really well and made it more psychological because, again, with the confusion around the feelings, added on top of that is I have these feelings for this guy, which is a bit scary anyway because of homophobia. And now there's the scary version of this guy, which makes it layers of scary.
Yeah. I had a thought days later from watching it because homophobia is the monster, if you will. Is it others' homophobia? Or is it then the internalized homophobia that you get after the priest tells you you're disgusting?
Oh, that's a good thought. And I think it's both.
That's what I thought. I thought it was more the internal one, which is why then also, spoiler alert, kind of, that others can't see it.
Yeah.
You're the only one that can see it.
Yeah.
Which made me think that then it's like, oh, this is your problem, mate. So
then it's that this movie creates an actual, almost tangible thing of the indoctrination of the sin of homosexuality from the church.
Mm-hmm.
So we know, and the director said he'd spoken to a lot of people who grew up with religious upbringings and people that had, been sent to religious conversion camps and things.
Yep.
And even without the conversion camp element, there is the homophobia that is internalized by being told for so many years that homosexuality is a sin.
Yep.
This movie manifests that.
Yeah, because...
into a presence.
Yeah, pre-exorcism,
Yep.
if we're calling it that, they don't seem to have a problem with it amongst themselves.
When it's just the two of them.
Yeah, when just the two of them, it's fine. There's probably a little bit of like, don't tell anyone.
Yes, but I think that's because of other people.
Yeah, that's not because of them. So they're fine with it. And they seem to, pre-exorcism, realise their feelings to the point where Nahum rats out the other one for hooking up with someone else.
Yeah.
And that's how they get there. So it's only after they do the exorcism that they then have this monster.
How then would you feel like the pain bit associates with then the pre-exorcism homophobia? Because when Ryan hooks up with the other guy, they're throwing rocks at each other.
Yeah.
And even when we see Ryan and Nahum,
That's just foreplay.
Pash, but it's violent. So is there
That's
meaning?
their kink.
Is there meaning to that?
No.
Okay. Maybe I should have asked the director. The one question I did want to ask the director, and we will discuss the audience and discuss the Q&A at some point in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to ask, with homophobia being the monster and this demonic spiritual manifestation of homophobia, but then there were moments of what generally you would expect in a teen movie is like actual homophobia,
Yes.
targeting the boys, particularly Ryan.
Yep.
After they have the exorcism and word spreads that he had the gay thoughts, there's the throwing of the bits of frog in the biology class, and then later there's the gay bashing scene. I found it interesting that there were both of those things,
Yes.
that there was the demonic representation of the homophobia and the monster, but also still that explicitly on the screen display of what would be small town homophobia.
Yeah.
And there's not a thing for us to discuss in that. I just wish it's something that I would have had time to ask the director.
Yeah, there were a lot of questions, so that's good.
Yeah, there was a lot of words. Some of
Yes.
them weren't questions.
Yep. What I think it really did well, because there is a lot of horror.
Yep.
There's some decent gore in there.
There's one very good jump scare.
There's one very good jump scare, and another one that's like the woman next to me was jumping out of her skin.
Yeah.
That it also balances that well with the romance of it.
It does have the queer coming of age romance plot
Yes.
along with the horror plot.
Like the ending is kind of a happy ending. Like it's nice. I'm not going to say happy because there's a little bit of still unknown, but it's like, oh, nice.
I think in the context of the movie, and I'm glad we said spoilers before, I think in the context of the movie, that is a happy ending
Yes.
because this is all for people who've already seen it, this section, because this is not a horror movie where the monster is defeated.
No.
And so the happy ending is not, oh, we defeated the monster. The happy ending is we have found a way through love to be able to live with the monster.
Yep. Yep.
God, I hope there's not Leviticus 2.
No, there shouldn't be.
No.
I feel like it was well done and that was fine.
Yeah, but it is an ending that has questions. Like they're moving to the city.
No, but I think that the questions are kind of answered earlier on when Ryan's like, well, if I have to live with this monster forever, I'll live with you.
Yes.
And then they leave together. So I just assume that it is assumed that they go on and live together in, let's say, Melbourne, and they just live happily in Fitzroy, and they're never alone because they go to, the Peel until 6, and then they go to Weta Wellington and like.
Well, and they're
that.
also never alone because they're two young people living in Fitzroy, so they have to live with 5 other housemates
so they can afford
just to be able to afford the rent.
Yeah.
Neither of them finished high school either.
No.
So,
and neither of them it looked like they were going to do particularly well because they were all traumatized and nearly died.
Yeah, let's hope one of them can make coffee and the other one can make cocktails, and then they'll be set living
They'll
in
be
Fitzroy.
fine. They'll have a job for life.
It's a good skill set, baristering.
Yes.
It does do the romance well. If you take away the gore, I think if you fully just if you took out the horror, it is just a story of two young boys that fall in love and have to deal with homophobia in order to be together.
Yeah. It's just in this instance, homophobia is a deadly demon.
And a shithead priest.
Yeah. That was on Hey Hey, It's Saturday. We'll get to that later.
Let's get to that now, because if you've been paying attention to this episode, we've already made some comments about the Q&A. We saw it at an ACTA member screening.
Yes.
Which I forgot you were a member of ACTA.
Yeah.
Until you told me that's how you got the tickets. And it was great and it was lovely, and it was at the Como.
It was at the Como, which is nice.
Which is nice in South Yarra there.
I feel like we were the 2 of maybe 10 people in the audience that didn't have a wine.
Yes.
Specifically a red.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to comment on people's drinking. What I am going to comment on is the
Stupid questions they ask?
stupid questions. No. If you paid attention and if you listened to our last episode about Obsession versus Backrooms, the audiences there were shit.
Yep.
By and large. This audience was good.
Yes.
During the movie.
During
the movie, the woman next to you decided to get up and walk around because she knew everyone that
She knew
walked
everyone. It was a networking event for her.
And that's fine. Say hello to people. But when the movie started, she sat down and that was good.
Yep.
Then we got to the Q&A at the end, which was good, except some people didn't have questions.
Yep.
And some people thought it was actually a networking event. One guy said, here's my name. If you ever need a rapper, let me know.
Yes.
It's not the time to pitch yourself to a producer.
Yes. He then took the moment to give his feedback on the film rather than ask a question.
Yeah.
Gave his feedback, good and bad, as he said.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. Look, you're allowed your opinion, and we'd be hypocritical if we sat here and said that was a dumb way of thinking of it when we've had a go at people who have disagreed with us. But
No, but I think that's not the forum for it.
no, because it's a Q&A and
Yeah.
he didn't queue.
Yeah.
So the director couldn't A.
And that's what the director even said.
He said at the end, said, I don't know if there was a question in there, but thanks.
But thanks, and everyone's got their opinion, and I hope everybody has feelings about the ending,
Yeah.
whatever they might be.
Yeah.
Because the guy did said, the one bad was the ending, but then didn't kind of actually say what was bad about the ending.
No, I think that he said that he didn't like that it was somewhat unresolved.
A mellow ending.
Or
he
a
said.
mellow ending.
I wonder if he's listening.
And some DJ Dizzy?
I don't know. I wasn't going to name him.
I don't know. I don't know, but I really wanted to hear him do some rap.
There was that guy sitting behind you
Yeah.
that yelled,
Go-
drop a freestyle
Drop a
king.
freestyle king. So I think that, look, you're entitled to your opinion, but like you said, it's probably not the forum. And if you are going to go, I didn't really agree with it, what you follow it up with a question to word it of why did you do it like that?
If
Because
you were
I
going to
liked the
do
ending.
this type of ending, why did you choose that ending and not the other?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you consider two endings where, they don't essentially get back together
And did you consider an ending where they do defeat the monster?
or they die?
Yeah.
But maybe the ending, because you see the kind of personification of the monster at the end, maybe it's just the fact that they're going into the city, but that doesn't mean that they're just going to have to deal with the homophobia for the rest of their lives. There you go, DJ.
And if it's internalized homophobia, they will have to deal with
Yeah.
it for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. So I don't know if that was their intention, but I think I just made the movie sound even more smart.
I think it is a smart movie. And we've talked about it, and I really would have liked to ask the director my question
Yes.
about how important was it you to show actual homophobia as well as the demonic homophobia, but I didn't get to. But there is another Q&A soon at another cinema, so
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
this one I think is Sunday afternoon
Put your hand up before the movie ends.
with Joe Bird.
Oh,
So
with
the
actor.
director and the actor.
Oh, nice.
And
He was
Joe
very good.
Bird was very good. They both were very good.
All the acting, most of the acting was really good.
I think the acting was really good. The one criticism that we spoke about on the train on the way home was Mia Wasikowska, Tim Burton's Alice.
Yep.
I just feel like she didn't get given a lot to do.
No.
I feel like she has more chops than she showed in this movie.
And I feel that there was a decent amount of backstory that we didn't really hear a lot of that would explain why they're there and then she wants to do this.
I really liked that.
That you didn't know?
That we didn't know.
Okay.
That we kind of progressively worked out. They just moved there. Then later and later, Dad's dead.
Yep.
Because she just says, I can't lose you too. I like putting those things together.
Yeah, and then the funny thing is she does lose him.
Because of homophobia. So there's a lesson to any mums listening. You'll push your kids away.
Yeah, don't give them an exorcism.
Don't. Unless you are the mum from The Exorcist. Then give your kid an exorcism.
Oh, well, then, that's fine, because that wasn't like...
They weren't possessed by the
That
gay.
wasn't a homophobic demon. That was just the devil.
They were possessed by an actual demon, not possessed by the gay.
Yeah. Although sassy. Your mother sucks cocks in hell. Like, calling a random woman a cunt.
Said
like,
cunt.
Yeah.
And not even serving cunt. Like,
no, like a bad way.
Said it in a bad way.
Yeah,
not in the gay way.
Maybe... Oh, I'm gonna write an article.
It wasn't a gay demon.
It could be.
They didn't exist in 1976 or whatever it was. Three.
So the interesting thing with that character, I don't know if it's the character. Yeah, the character or the portrayal is that it was this in between for me.
Yes,
she wasn't a good mum. She wasn't an awful mum. She wasn't like evil to the point of, say, Carrie's mum in Carrie.
Yeah.
She wasn't that, like, fanatical and evangelical.
Yep.
But then she was just kind of like, I don't like this for you. I'm like, I kind of want a bit more, but then I also didn't. So it's hard. I don't know.
But also it really is a movie about the boys.
Yes.
And I think that comes into a bit of how it didn't work. It didn't give Mia Wasikowska a lot to do.
Yep.
Her name's Arlene, by the way.
Thank you.
Because she didn't have many scenes.
Yep.
And the scenes she was in were about Nahum. They weren't about her. Mm-hmm. They were like, he sees her and she's got to go to work. He sees her at church and then she goes and talks to the priest. Those kind of ones, rather than, because often in teen movies, particularly teen coming-of-age movies, and even more particularly queer teen coming-of-age movies, there is a clash with the parents.
Yes.
And that wasn't in this movie. He didn't have to... Well, there wasn't the scene of that.
Okay. It was more just like, oh, by the way, you're here for your exorcism.
Yeah.
They'll deal with you now. Bye.
And I think you're right, though, that there could have been more to her character. If she'd been more, like, depressed and withdrawn because of the dad's death,
yes,
would have added to it.
Yeah.
Or if she'd been more, the dad's death was because of this, so I need to find Jesus and the Lord.
I think because at the church, she does speak to the congregation of her story. So I think, wait, am I mixing movies? She said, in the sadness, I found Jesus.
Yes, in the silence, I found Jesus.
I find suspense in the silence, not Jesus.
That's true.
Which is also in this.
Yep.
So I think that there was a little bit of that, but then maybe that's because Jesus was her comfort in her time of need, that's why she's where she is at.
I think he was, and I think that makes sense for her. And maybe she's a little bit born again, which is why she throws herself so fully into this church and then throws her son so fully into the church and the demon storyline.
Yeah, I did get a born again vibe. Lee, there's one question about the movie that I'm surprised you haven't asked me.
Did you cry?
No, like one element of making the movie that I would talk about.
That is your thing now.
Yeah.
How was the pacing?
I think it was good.
I think it was very good, actually.
I think it was really good.
Yeah.
The interesting thing that the director said that is added compared to other horrors of recent years is the cold open, if that's the right term, the Drew Barrymore in Scream moment. It was interesting to kind of have that horror bit at the start because he was like, oh, there's a while before you get into the horror.
Yeah. I can understand why people suggested it was there.
Yes. I think it creates a good, like, what the fuck is this moment.
Yes, I like starting with a bit of horror. I also don't mind, like, building up to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like Psycho.
Yes.
Like, no one said to Hitchcock, it's a while before anything scary happens.
No.
But this guy's not Alfred Hitchcock.
No. Apologies.
Sorry. He might become.
No, he won't. I'm so sorry.
Well, according to the movie critic that hosted the Q&A, he's working with the world's best cinematographer who's done his second movie ever.
2 movies.
But I think I would have been okay without a cold open.
I don't think it was bad. It was just an interesting choice for me.
The cold open.
But I liked that it then got referred to again later.
Yes. Yes. That the death from the cold open, because often the cold open in a horror movie, like the Drew Barrymore, is the kids get to school the next day and go, fuck, Drew Barrymore's dead.
Yeah, white
There's
people
a
are getting
killer.
killed. We're getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Or in that scary movie for anybody that's playing along at home.
So either the Drew Barrymore or the Carmen Electra death sets off, oh, fuck, there's a killer.
Yes.
It didn't do that in Leviticus, but it was the scene of later when it was explained this is actually what the priest is trying to do. Mm. It's not just you boys that are fucked up.
Yeah.
The priest's fucked everyone up.
Yeah.
But it didn't raise questions for me. Often they say when you're writing a story, when you write your first chapter or your prologue, it needs to put a question to the reader, or the reader or viewer needs to have a question that makes them want to look on, view on, read on.
Yes.
It didn't for me.
Okay.
Other than, was there someone in the shower?
That's the other thing, because then you don't really know what's going on and then you get it later on.
Yes.
You have a bit of an aha moment.
Yeah. I would have been okay without the cold open in that way.
Yeah. I also, the pacing, I'll stick to the pacing before I get to my next point.
Please.
Very good. Because there is that build-up of tension. You're going to be like, oh, what's going on here? And then, why are these boys throwing rocks at each other in the backyard?
Yeah.
And, there was one very good shot. I'll get to that as well. The pacing was, I can't fault it. I would have done the same thing.
Okay.
In terms of building up tension, shit happens, and then once there are demons, the tension is very good because it's the unknown. So then it's a lot of the fear of the unknown when you're seeing one boy, is that the real version or the demonic version?
So you mentioned the rock throwing moment.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I knew possession. I knew there was some possession going on.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was imbued upon them by a priest.
Okay.
So I think that rock throwing scene does a couple of things. It leads to him hooking up, stoning. But it also is like he's like, pain is being inflicted on him. Is this the killer?
Yes.
Before you go, no, they're flirting. And they're 17-year-old boys, so they don't know how to flirt.
Yeah, I didn't think that.
I thought a little bit of that. But then it comes back later because the demon throws rocks at the guy outside the servo / fish and chip shop.
Yes.
As they are in country towns.
Yep.
I found it quite interesting how the other boy, Danny, the priest's son. Hunter, not Danny. Hunter.
Who the fuck is Danny?
Is into Ryan.
Yes.
But Ryan's is into name.
And name's into Ryan.
Yeah, because...
And no one's into Hunter.
Poor Hunter. Ryan's into Hunter enough to make out with him a bit.
Yeah.
but not for him to be the demon
No.
because it's the person you have the most hots for.
Yeah, not that random guy from your backyard.
Yeah. So poor Hunter.
No, so pacing, correct.
Yes, pacing
well
good.
done, Adrian, the director.
Yes.
The other 2 points I want to mention, one very good. There was that one shot when Naeem goes back to the backyard.
Yeah.
And Ryan is essentially talking to himself. And the greatest use of a Hills hoist
In cinema history.
Like, how do you get an Australian icon like a Hills hoist in a movie?
Yep.
That's how you do it. Because it slowly turns around to reveal the fact that he's talking to himself / what he thinks is him.
And it deliberately matches
Yes.
how it slowly turned around and revealed
So good.
Hunter 20 minutes earlier.
That is very good. That
It
was
is
like
very good.
shot of the movie.
Yep.
I was like, whoa.
Not the shot of the power lines? No.
No. And then a close runner-up is when he's full getting fisted in the mouth.
Yeah.
That was the woman next to me could
It's
not
such
watch
an
it.
aggressive term too.
Fisted, yeah. I could have said penetrated. Would that make it better or worse? Unconsensually penetrated too.
Potentially better.
Wow, that went off the rails.
Unconsensually fisted in the mouth. Be the title of the episode.
I was going to say this. If you know, you know.
That was a very good scene. That scene and the bits before and after the fisting are really good because it had one of the smaller jump scares where he turned the lights off and Ryan's in the backyard.
That was a great shot too, actually.
Then Ryan's at the front door, and that's the moment where it really is because the other girl that hangs out at the hospital says, don't hang around with each other, you just make it worse.
Yeah, you feed the monster.
Because
of gayness.
Yeah. The scene with the screen door between them and Ryan's like, can I just hang out here? And straight away I knew Naeem would say yes.
Because he's a little... Yeah, okay. I was going to say he's a little bitch, but he's like
They're
a
in
teen
love.
in love.
Teen
Yeah,
in
okay.
love.
Whatever.
And
boo.
so that really, because then even as the audience for a moment, you're like, oh, maybe this is the real Ryan.
No, but then he's by himself, so there would have been... Anyway, yeah.
But they're not by themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if Ryan was in the fake, if Demon Ryan was in the backyard,
I have 2 more points now. Yeah, I keep thinking of
if
things.
Demon Ryan was in the backyard and real Ryan came into the front yard and saw Naeem through the screen door, fake Naeem and fake Ryan would disappear.
Yeah.
And that's why Ryan's saying, even if you don't believe it's me, let's sit either side of the screen door till your mum gets home. Because if your mum gets home and I disappear, I'm the demon. If your mum gets home and I'm still here, we're okay. We can hang out tonight.
Yeah. Smart.
But then he punches through the screen door and tries to kill him. Rips a chunk of his hair off.
Yeah, but also the mum's not going to let you stay, mate.
Yeah. But at least can prove that they're together and they can run away.
Yeah. Speaking of they're together and running away, it was the realization when they see each other and then he's like, please tell me it's you. And I'm like, yes, it's you because there's people getting off the bus.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was a very good way of showing that it's real without just blatantly explaining it.
But also showing, because sometimes in that you can go, fucking stupid, look, there are people getting off the bus. Obviously it's him.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that because by that point, I was fully into how much it had fucked with these boys' heads.
Yes.
And that they can't believe anything anymore, which is the point of the demon. And even with people around, they can't believe that it's not the other one that's the demon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was very well shot. You mentioned the Hills hoist, and the guy in the audience said it was beautifully shot before he said the ending was bad. But I do think it was really well shot. And I was thinking about filmmakers that we know and the shorts that we've seen and the other ones, and I was just like, this, and I think I said to you after, it at least looks as good as the two we talked about last week, Backrooms and
Oh, yeah.
Obsession.
Yeah. Yep.
And some of the external shots work because, it's the bush or they're good sets. Like even the abandoned mill is a cool looking thing.
Yep.
Good that they found an abandoned mill that was willing to be burnt.
Yeah. Insurance job.
And so those things help. But also, as you said, the close-up and the pause and pan.
Loves a pause and pan. That's a new phrase I think I made up.
And
a slow zoom.
A slow zoom. But horror loves a slow zoom.
Yeah.
I think actually 21st century filmmakers love a slow zoom. I've seen a lot of it in cinema recently.
I'd smash a slow zoom if I was making a movie. I'd be like star wipe. It'd be like the go-to in PowerPoint. Click, reveal, fade.
Oh, yeah. I'd really like a scene where I do either an excruciatingly slow zoom or a slow zoom that you don't even realise is zooming.
Yeah. That was the cold open with the pool. I was like, is it zooming?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And then all of a sudden you're like there in the shower.
Yeah. The other point I want to say.
Yep.
I would have potentially liked some sort of consequences for
the priest,
exorcist, demon, whatever they called him.
Well, no, I think that's potentially another comment is religious protection.
Yeah, but I get that. And then it would have been if he dies, do the demons go with him? Like if you kill one vampire, do all the vampires that he make die as well?
Oh, yeah. Good question. That's a question for Adrian.
Yeah.
The writer-director.
That's the other bit I think potentially would have... But then I wouldn't have liked the ending as much because then it's too nice of an ending. I'm contradicting myself.
It becomes a beating the monster ending.
Yeah.
Rather than a romance love ending. Which it is, but it isn't. Like it's not lovely.
Yep.
But it's a nice ending. And they realise that they've decided to be together.
Yeah.
Despite the demons.
Despite the demons they face within themselves.
Yes. And external. Standing near the bus.
Unless they do move to Fitzroy. There's not a lot of external homophobia there.
That's true.
Only within the community.
Yeah. Just have to deal with not being gay enough or being too gay or being this or anyway. We won't get into that. Is there a demon tag on Grindr?
No, you just use the emoji, I reckon.
Just possessed.
Top,
twink, possessed.
And then put a little demon emoji and people will just think that you're horny.
Which they are. Like, got a hand job on the bus. I looked through the letterbox reviews and one review was just like, don't have sex on a bus, particularly with old people sitting right near you.
Yeah.
Like, that's your takeaway from the movie?
Yeah.
Overall, it's a very good movie.
Yes.
And I said it looks as good as the other two that we talked about last week, but I would put it up there in terms of quality.
I think it's, of those three movies,
I'm giving...
It's my favourite story.
I think I've given all three of them 4.5 stars. This one I'm giving 4.5 stars.
Yeah, I was teetering between a 4 and a 4.5.
And I think you're right about story. And I think obviously for this podcast of the three, it suits story-wise.
For me, it was more fully rounded.
Yep.
Because Backrooms was kind of, whoa, what the fuck is this? And that's what's good about it. Whereas this was more like a full rounded movie for me.
And Obsession was more like, she's fucked.
Yeah, Obsession
but that was the point.
More ridiculous.
Yeah. I've got another horror movie to talk about soon that is also ridiculous.
Cool.
But I'll save that for another episode.
Great.
So we're both giving it 4.5.
Yeah, I'll round up.
If we were Margaret and David, one of us would have to give it 2.5.
Nah, you can't.
What would one of us have taken points off for if we were Margaret and David and can't agree?
The acting of what's her face?
Mia Wasikowska, yes. Too many shots of the power lines. Margaret wouldn't have liked that.
You didn't get more backstory of her, the mum. You didn't get a ending of the priest.
We can't be putting words into arguably Australia's best TV movie critics. We can't be doing that on this
Star
podcast.
of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, Margaret Pomeranz.
And star of those great things, which are the only thing I'll watch from Charlie Pickering's shows.
Oh, hilarious.
She's great. Look her up on the YouTubes and the whatevers and the socials. Also look us up on the socials at Rainbow Popcorn Pod and on YouTube. And in 3 weeks-ish,
2 and a bit.
we're going to watch that movie.
I don't like to wear shoes. I fall down.
There's still some early bird tickets.
There are.
Jump on them. And you can buy tickets to watch Birdcage in July at Eclipse Cinema. There's still plenty of tickets as well for Moulin Rouge, so get those. But both of us, 4.5 stars for Leviticus.
Yeah.
Well done, Adrian.
Great.
Thank you, Brett.
Thanks, Lee.